Hey everyone, hello and welcome, Tony Bing here. Now for this test centre video I'll be having a look at Loki. He is a hero I've put off making a video for just for the reason that so much on him has changed. I know this is going to be a long and complex video, it's going to be quite difficult to do, especially with the fact that I have a bit of a bad cold at the moment that you can possibly hear as well. But I can see on the Loki forums that there was a thread put up where someone was asking for pictures or any gifs of his skills, so hopefully this video will be useful for that particular poster. And also I did get a request from Kat last week on Twitter to have a look at Loki, so fingers crossed we can get through this okay without too many mistakes. So let's look at the first section, which is God of Many Realms. Now with this tree we actually have 4 new skills as well as modifiers on a few of the existing skills, which is great. So the first one we look at, this is Spatial Deception. This hasn't changed at all, it's just your normal basic melee summon attack. And next up we have Permafrost Spikes, provides vulnerability. On the surface it looks the same, but you'll notice the bottom of the tooltip says Graham becomes enchanted with Jotunheim magic, and this increases critical strike chance by 15%. Now this is Graham just here, so this is your sword attack, and that can gain effects from various enchantments. So the next skill we have is Spirits of the Dead, and with this Graham becomes enchanted with hell magic, and that restores 219 health per hit. And next up we have Otherworldly Blast. So with this you must have an enchantment active. If we look down at the bottom we can see we can't actually cast it because we don't have any enchantment at the moment, but you must have an enchantment active, and the enchantment visual and what it does will be based on the actual enchantment as well. So next up we have Asgardian Light. So this is a stun and it regenerates health, and this enchants Graham with Asgardian magic, which increases base attack speed by 20%. And then we have Eternal Flame, which is a ranged area attack, and it provides weaken as well as enchanting Graham with Muspelheim magic, triggering a flame slash on attack. And then finally we have his signature there. But what I'll do is I'll enchant Graham with all the various different enchantments so you can see them, and also so you can see Otherworldly Blast fire off as well. So this is Graham on its own, pretty nice. And then first up we have Permafrost Spikes. Here we go, we can now see we've got the frost effect, so that's great looking. There you go, that was also Otherworldly Blast as well. We'll now go for Spirits of the Dead next, and there's Graham enchanted with that, and also that there as well, which is nice. And then we'll follow it up with Asgardian Light. Graham's got a nice glow and you can really see the attack speed on that. There we go. And then finally we'll go for Eternal Flame. Looks great. This sword looks fantastic with the flame effects on it. There we go. Absolutely amazing. Now that's only the first tree, and we've not even looked at talents and traits yet. Absolutely amazing. So let's look at the next section, which is Master of Sorcery. So this particular section is really all his kind of arcane mental attacks and his summons as well. Not a great deal has changed here. So the first skill we look at is Misdirection, and that provides your stealth. It has the cooldown of 4 seconds and also 3 charges. And next up we have Staff Blast, which is your basic ranged attack, and that pierces. And following on from that we have Enthrall. This will do mental damage. It also confuses the enemy. And next up we have Lay Waste. This does double damage to enemies in the centre of the area, as well as 50% extra damage to weakened and vulnerable targets. And then we have Bouncing Bolt. This will hit various enemies, so it's a nice trash clearing skill. And we then have Illusionary Projection. So with this you summon an ally, you can summon up to 3, and you can see the 10-second duration on them there. And we then have Arcane Binding, so mental damage, and this immobilises enemy with lots of chains over them. This looks really quite nice. And then finally for this tree we have Meteoric Illusion. So it requires an illusion, and all your illusions fire down on a certain area and create damage. Simple enough, that tree, but let's look at the talents and traits now. So first up we'll have a look at the offensive trait. That is Master Sorcerer, and it provides 25% summoned ally damage. The archetype is Templar. That will give you bonus damage for the durability and intelligence attribute. For the defensive trait we have Arcane Shield, which boosts your maximum health. The archetype is versatile, giving you a multiplier to both defense and dodge, and we also have the 8-second damage reduction on melee powers. Now, before we actually go into the talents, if we look down the bottom, I have placed skills that are modified by talents on my bar, and you can see the bar's full, and there's actually another 3 skills I don't have space for. So this is fantastic, but it also means it's going to be a long section, so make sure you're sitting nice and comfy for this part. So first up we have Lord of Lies, which is summoned ally damage 25%, summoned ally duration 25%, and increases your maximum illusions by 3. We can see that changing there. And it also says misdirection creates 1 illusion at your departure location. That's this skill here. So for the next skill we have Otherworldly Journey. So enchantment powers provide an additional effect for 12 seconds based on the realm of magic invoked. So Asgardian enchantments provide spirit reduction, Jotunheim enchantments provide critical and brutal damage, and Hell enchantments provide health regeneration, and finally Muspelheim enchantments provide damage, 10% there. For the next talent we have Spellblade. So with this, damage reduction 8% while Gram is enchanted, and you also apply Guarded to your allies while in combat, and that's boosting the base health and giving health regen as well. That can make players quite nice and tanky there. For the next line we have Frost Nova. So as Guardian Light transforms into Cold Snap, Cold Snap always critically hits and enchants Gram with Jotunheim magic. We'll click this here, see that it's changed, and we'll fire it off. There we go, that's nice enough. Next up we have Refracting Burst. So Meteoric Illusion transforms into Refracting Ruin. Refracting Ruin does not relocate or cause the destruction of illusions. That would be this particular skill here. I won't actually show it off because it's not massively different, other than the fact the illusions will slam down in the same place, but you'll keep them, and it will take a while to build up illusions. So we'll just move on to the next skill. The next one we have is Soul Crush. So with this, Enthrall transforms into Soul Crush. Soul Crush does not confuse enemies, but the effect spreads when the target is defeated. It's similar to the, I can't remember the name of it, let's just say it's maybe called Particle Accelerator, I could be wrong, on Cable, where you hit one enemy and then as they're defeated it spreads to other enemies as well. There we go, there's the tooltip change there. Looks pretty basic here, but if you did fire it into a crowd in Midtown Manhattan, I imagine it would look fantastic spreading round them all. Now for the third talent line we have Incinerate. So Lay Waste transforms into Incinerate. Incinerate deals additional damage to burning enemies. Here we go here. That looks nice. And next up we have Light Column. Permafrost Spikes transforms into Hard Light Spikes. Hard Light Spikes make enemies more vulnerable to Loki's illusions and enchant Gram with Asgardian magic. I believe the actual visuals in this are broke at the moment. Yeah, most definitely broke. It does look like they will be nice. Let's do it once more. But they're definitely not working just yet. Next up we have Ice Shards. So Staff Blast transforms into Glacial Shard. Let's see. Here we go here. No, not this one here actually. This one here, sorry. Put it on my left mouse button. I really do like the look of this one. There we go. I do like that. Now, with that, Glacial Shard has a higher critical hit chance and rate of fire, but it does not pierce enemies. There we go there. Critical hit chance plus 15%, which is pretty high there. That's nice. For the talent line number 4 we have Light Beam. So illusionary protection transforms into Light Beam. Light Beam is a ranged attack and its summoned illusions fight with ranged staff blasts. We'll activate this one. See that change? There we go. And next up we have Infernal Binding. So Arcane Binding transforms into Infernal Binding. Infernal Binding deals more damage over time but has a reduced immobilized duration. So many skills here, I'm getting lost with them slightly. There we go. We can see the nice kind of fiery effect on the chains there. And next up we have Eternal Darkness. So Eternal Flame transforms into Eternal Darkness. Eternal Darkness terrifies enemies when activated and enchants Gram with Hell Magic. That's changed there. There we go. That's pretty nice looking. Now I'll need to actually move some of these skills off the bar in order to put the last 3 on, so I'll be back with you in just one moment. Okay, so now on to this 5th and final talent line. We have Cold Front first, and that's Misdirection transforms into Cold Front. This particular skill here, so this changes our dash move, and with it, Cold Front does not apply stealth but grants a damage absorption effect and deals damage to nearby enemies. This also enchants Gram with Jotunheim magic. There is no sound on this actual animation at the moment. Despite that, I do like the look of it. Now, next up we have Dark Bolt. So Bouncing Bolt transforms into Dark Bolt. There we go there. And Dark Bolt deals more damage to the first target hit and heals Loki, but bounces fewer times. So we'll fire that off now. Go, simple enough. And then we finish up with Searing Embers. So Spirits of the Dead transforms into Searing Embers. This one over here. This is roughly the same animation as Spirits of the Dead, however the visuals change to fire. So we'll move in here so we can activate it. And there we go. Overall, absolutely fantastic. Considering how he was in live and how he is now, for me he's potentially I would say the best rework that's been done. The amount that's been added, he's a brand new hero, and the amount of options he has is staggering. I really can't even begin to think where I would start with him. I imagine it'll be a lot of fun looking through him, but yeah, there's really a whole lot of options there. Now, just as we actually finish up, he also has a new ultimate skill, which is Nornstone, so we've got rid of that silly big frost giant, thankfully. So this does mental damage, and you also being vulnerable. So we'll go right in the middle here, and we'll cast that off. Great way to end the video. There we go, absolutely awesome. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a nice fun one to do. I was kind of a bit worried about doing it for a long while because there's so many changes and mechanics that I'm not 100% sure with on them, but it actually wasn't that bad after all. If you did like the video, please like, and if you've not yet subscribed to my videos and you're enjoying them, please also subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon.